being here. Today I want to talk to you about something very important. It has to do with the principle that we have heard before. It's the principle of becoming a master. The way to mastery. And they say that in this principle, it tells us that as long as you're spending or putting into a skill or something that you're doing, if you're putting 10,000 hours towards it, you will become a master at it in a matter of that amount of time. So if you want to start playing guitar and you get to a point that you're practicing, and you get to 10,000 hours of practicing guitar, you're going to become a master at it. You're going to be able to go from one chord to the other and be able to do it without a problem because you are a master at it. You're able to do things without even thinking sometimes. Now, this principle is really neutral. And one thing that we are seeing right now, especially because of social media and all the things that are going around us, is that we see people putting all this good stuff on social media. We're seeing these people having a big house, really nice car, maybe a Lamborghini. People showing us that they have a bunch of money. And now we think about ourselves. We start to compare ourselves. And we start to tell ourselves like, man, am I doing it incorrectly? Am I not worth this? Like, am I doing something completely off that is not making me get to where I want to be? How are these people doing it? Right? All these questions come to mind. Now, when these questions come to mind, you're comparing yourself. Now, we get to a point that we start to realize, or we start to think that in order for me to be happy, because we are comparing ourselves, we say, in order for us to be happy, or for me to be happy, I want that expensive car. I want that big house. I want a bunch of money in my bank account. That is the only way to be happy. Because everybody else is showing you that. That is kind of the thought that you keep seeing. Therefore, you start to look for that. You start to realize that that is what you want too. Because you're looking for happiness. Every time you're looking around, your body, your mind, your being is looking to see how to become happier and how to be a person that is happy. That is what you want to experience. Then you relate your happiness according to what other people have. Now you say, okay, for me to be happy, I need this car. For me to be happy, I need this much money in my bank account. For me to be happy, I need to be in a big house. You can be in a nice house right now, but since you're comparing yourself to other people, now your house doesn't seem that great. Now your house is it's all right. It's not the best. When a lot of people might be in a whole different level than you are, in a worse position than you are, but you still feel miserable about what you have. We are comparing ourselves in a really egotistic environment that creates whatever we have to not be enough. So therefore we feel like we're not enough. We feel like we shouldn't be happy because of what we have right now. Now let me tell you something. Coming back to that principle. You spend 10,000 hours, you become a master. If we are thinking that we need this expensive car, that we need this big house, that we need this amount of money, whatever that is, it could be 1 million, 10 million, whatever it is that you have in your mind, in order for me to be happy. Let's just give an example. Let's say it takes you, you're able to get there, but let's say it takes you 5 years to get there. Let's say it takes you 10 years to get there. And you get your $1 million, and you get your $10 million, and you get this fancy car, and you get the big house. One thing that we need to understand is that this principle is neutral. And what I mean with that is that whatever you spend 10,000 hours on, you're actually going to become a master at it. You have become a master at whatever you are doing right now. Everything that is within you at this moment in time, you have become a master at it. Just to give you a quick example, throughout our years from when we are born up to our adolescent years, we learn how to breathe. It could be very simple, right? But we start breathing since the moment we come out the womb. From there, our body takes over 10,000 hours of just practice, that by now, at this point, at this moment in time, you are breathing and you don't even notice. It's just normal. And this is just a body function. This can be applied to any area of your life. If you are in sales, you have developed certain skills to become a salesperson. If you're an accountant, you have developed certain skills. You have spent all this time to become an accountant. So this relates to every part of your life. But now, if the only thing that you're focused on is being able to get this thing to be happy, and you're taking again 5-10 years to obtain it, and you are never happy because you are relating your happiness towards that thing that you need to have, towards the car, towards the house, towards the amount of money that you're looking for, then that means that you're becoming a master of being unhappy. That means that you're spending all this time looking inside of you, telling yourself that you're not enough, that you're not happy because you don't have whatever it is that you're looking for, that you're seeing, that other people are telling you should have for you to be happy. Therefore, you're going to be depressed. Therefore, you're just not going to be happy all this time. And again, this principle is neutral. Therefore, if you're spending all this time being negative, being very depressed and not happy, then by the time you actually get to the point and you have this life, you have the money, you have the house, you have the car, you're not happy anymore. Because you have created this thing, you have become a person that has spent all this time to become unhappy. You start relating everything that you're doing to be unhappiness. Even though you are where you're at, even though you reached your desired goal, it feels like it's not enough. Why? Because you are not happy. Happiness is a thought. Happiness is a way of thinking. It's a state of mind. So if all you're doing is having a state of mind to be unhappy all this time, by the time that you get to where you want to be, you're still going to be unhappy. Because now you become a master at being unhappy. So think about this. Every day how you're feeling, it's a block building on what you're going to become. So think about what you're thinking, be aware of your thoughts, so you can build something better that is for your benefit and it's not going to work against you. So I hope this information is helpful, and keep your mind clear and keep going forward.